G'day, it's Josh Giumelli from Farming Ahead, and we're a bit dusty and dirty today because we've dusted off the old electrical toolkit. Now, we've been doing a bit of work fixing our test gear, and so we thought, you know what, it's a great idea for a workshop. What constitutes a really handy, basic, portable electrical toolkit? Now, this is for going out in the paddock, you've got an electrical fault with the machine, or you're installing some lights or something like that. You want it to be portable and you want to have, I suppose, a bare minimum of supplies to be able to get the job done. So this is what we recommend. Let's start with a soldering iron. 12 volt cordless soldering irons are absolutely fantastic, well worth having. They work a lot better than you might expect, but there are also other options. They're gas powered, 240 volt powered if you've got the power there on site. Ratchet crimping pliers, quality pair, an absolute must. And with that also goes quality terminals. Now, there are a lot of really cheap, nasty terminals around. Nava or Champion terminals, well worth the extra money. Cheap terminals come off, they don't stay on. These things, well worth the extra money. Multimeter, get yourself a good auto ranging multimeter. So this is one that just adjusts itself to the voltage you're measuring. Much easier to use. Insulation tape, normal insulation tape. This is wiring harness insulation tape. It's wider and it's thinner, so it's really good for bunching wires up. What is also good for bunching wires up? Cable ties. Part of every good toolkit. You've got to have a bit of solder for your soldering iron. Supply of wire. Corrugated tubing is always handy. Heat shrink, double-walled heat shrink. And it actually has a glue on the inside which locks onto the cable just a bit better, so it sticks itself on and also seals against moisture ingress. So probably worth the extra money getting that stuff. If you don't have a heat gun, then like a little butane powered torch, that's really good for putting the heat shrink on. You can do it with a box of matches if you really need to. We love the flush trim pliers because they're really good for trimming cable ties without leaving a sharp edge. But you know what? They're pretty handy for just cutting wires and sort of general work. If you want a dedicated pair of wire strippers, these are duck's nuts. Beautiful. The first pliers you should be putting in though are linesman's style pliers. So these are Vice Grip brand, but Channel Lock make a really good pair. You know, probably about $70, but I think probably worth it. And if you don't buy a wire stripper, well, you can get used to using that, works very well. We've got a set of Sparky screwdrivers. Now these are primarily designed for electricians, but they're also great for working on 12 volt systems or 24 volt systems because, you know, they're shielded on the screwdriver and there's no real risk there of if you're undoing something that's live, you're not going to spark against something on an earth chassis. Fuses, you know, carry fuses for, you know, the sizes that fit your machinery. We love a liquid electrical tape, really good for those difficult jobs that you need to seal up. They now make it in a tube, so that's just a little bit more convenient. Like a compartment container full of random fuses, globes, glass fuses and switches, cable tidies, things like that. Relays, all those sorts of things that come in handy. And of course, a humble old 12 volt test light. I don't use one much myself, I go straight for the multimeter, but if you don't like using multimeters, then these are a pretty good next best thing. So, believe it or not, that actually all fits in that bag.